Hello and welcome, my Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and crosswatchers. Welcome to your timeless work, career, and vocation reading. I am your reader, Mark-Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. They're my initials. I'm not bad. It's just spelled that way. I am a professional witch. I'm a professional intuitive. I am the president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998. I'm also the author of 2 different books so far, working on the third. First one's called Spell Ingredients from a Professional Witch. The second one is called Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. There's a Kindle version of Words of Grace, and you can click a link in the description box and preview it for free, a good chunk of it, including the table of contents, which is mostly broken down into chakra chapters, different graces, prayers, and practices for each chakra. It's lovely, it's clean, it's pristine, it's Kindle. The original ebook version is available on patreon.com/drawingthecircle, and it's quite, I won't say it's a completely different book, but visually we had to tone it down a lot for Kindle. Some of my subscribers get both of those books. Some get one, some get the other, depending on their level of subscription, but all of my subscribers on Patreon have 3 benefits in common. Number 1, they get a daily check-in when I send them an unlisted YouTube live stream link pretty much every single morning. Did one this morning. And we chat about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, always ending with a prayer, a blessing, a little something to send us on our way. And it is the best way for me to start the day, considering I am packing and moving, selling this house, waiting for the closing date on the new one, from Long Island to Saratoga Springs in the next week or so. So there's a lot going on, and I love it. And they're getting a lot of behind the scenes stuff as well as a result. They also get all the extended readings, all the part 2s to the part 1s here on YouTube. There isn't one for this reading, but all of them are really long. They're very detailed, and they're all relationship soul contract based. The third benefit they all share is a significant discount, an extended discount, if you will, with private sessions and readings with me. There's a video in the description box. We'll talk about that at the end if you're interested. We have 2 7-day free trials, one for Seeker and one for Human. Our first 2 levels of subscription. Plenty of people have checked us out for 7 days, but all of them stayed for at least a month to get the discount on the readings and private sessions, and I love it. There's a digital store. You can shop without being a subscriber. You can follow us without being a subscriber, and I'm posting more and more public content just for people who are following us on Patreon. So dip a toe, check it out, click the link, and come Patreon on Patreon. Because I'm the Archangel of Lions, Mark-Angelo Lyons, particularly going through this move. You can just call me Mal. Hi. Sense of humor, big time, helpful, and that's why I love my Saggies so much, my Sagittarians. So let's do some explanation for the new Saggies and the crosswatchers, and then we'll get to the divination. This is kind of a chakra read, but it's really a 3-level of power read, a way of looking at one great big huge thing like life purpose, which is a bit overwhelming, into 3 categories, in this case work, career, and vocation. I learned about the 3 levels of power from Caroline Myss, MYSS. She is a PhD. There is a link to one of her videos in the description box talking about the 3 levels of power, and Work, Career-Vocation is only one version of it. We're going to be using the 8 chakra system, which I learned from her, Anatomy of the Spirit by Caroline Myss. Unbelievably powerful book there, as well as we are going to be using her archetype cards, which are in support of her work, Sacred Contracts, which is absolutely life-changing for me, still is on the daily. So we're getting 10 cards instead of the usual 12 or 13, because I'm moving, trying to keep these a little bit briefer, but still effective. So we're going to get 3 of these archetype cards for what's going on in the 8th chakra, hovering over your head, sending down the codes to all the other chakras, shifting what you attract and repel, so you have the free will to align your work, career, and your vocation. So we'll get 3 of those. Then we'll get 3 Daughters of the Moon Tarot for the crown, the third eye, the throat, and the heart. Under that, the internal, the feminine energy, a goddess deck. Daughters of the Moon Tarot. For the masculine energy, the lower 3 chakras, the yang dynamic, looking at yourself from the outside or you from the inside looking out at different people, places, and things, relationships in the world. There can be mirroring. It doesn't have to be one or the other, particularly of cross-watching. We'll get 3 of those, and we will end with a Matt Kahn healing mantra to help you what? Heal, right? Align, bring your chakras into more congruency with each other, to do what you came in to do in this lifetime, reason, season, or a lifetime. Cross-watchers, you're welcome on my channel, but take the opportunity for some sympathy, some empathy, some insight, and some understanding for the Sagittarius you are cross-watching for, and at the same time knowing that you can take perhaps the healing mantra and some of this tarot and stuff that's going to hit the table, because oftentimes in cross-watcher readings, it's the cross-watcher who's being read. It's just how it is. Quantum unity, blah, blah, blah. So the more one of us comes into alignment and fulfills even a little bit of our work, career, or vocation, any combo of that, we all move forward to a more golden timeline rather than a leaded timeline, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. So, enough explanation. Let's get down to divination. Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I promise you I will do my best to help anyone fulfill their work, career, and vocation, so that they become happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser people in a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser way for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world. And I think that's okay. I'm rhyming. So let's do it. Let's go. Let's make the shift in the still point. Please, if you will, take a nice deep breath. Oh, here we go. Still point. Pantheonic override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved pantheons of the divine, what are the dominant 8th chakra archetypes going on for the Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs? First, in their work, we're doing these face down, in their career, and in their vocation. Excellent. We're going to do the same face down with the Daughters of the Moon and the Mythic Tarot, and then we're going to flip them over. All 3 work, then all 3 career, then all 3 vocation. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. My goddesses override. That was good. A place for everything, and everything in its place, but all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it. So let it be done, my beloved goddesses. What's going on? Heart, throat, third eye, crown. For the Sagittarians, the cross-watchers, and all of that in their work. What's going on? Heart, throat, third eye, crown in their career. And what's going on? Heart, third eye, crown. That was fast in their vocation. Let's get these last 3 down, and then we'll go flipping. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. My gods override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs, in time and space, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done, my beloved gods. What's going on? Lower 3 chakras in their work. What's going on? Lower 3 chakras in their career. And what's going on? Lower 3 chakras in their vocation for this Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, and cross-watcher. Timeless work, career, vocation read. Let's see what you got. Okie dokie. Well, we're off and running. Wow, we're really off and running. Okay. There's some splaining I need to do. Let's start in the 8th chakra. You got the victim archetype. Don't freak. Everybody has the child, the victim, the saboteur, and the prostitute, because those are the 4 members of the survival family, countries, companies, Everything has these 4 archetypes, and as horrible as victim sounds, that's archetypes for you. They are completely neutral. It is a scale of lead to gold, shadow to light, pain to peace. Hence, in the language of spiritual alchemy, alchemizing lead to gold. 3 atoms in between lead and gold that cannot be created or destroyed, only changed, transformed, released, alchemized. So written on each of these cards is the shadow attribute, I call that lead. Here's the light attribute, I call that gold. And all of us are always working the 4 survival archetypes. So the shadow, playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity. We've all done it. We've learned it from people in our family. And I don't know, how about from civilization for the past couple of 100,000 years? Well, maybe not that long. Well, who knows? Inability to maintain personal boundaries, and come on, that's big. Everyone's being tested on that right now, big time. The gold, the light, prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. So the moment I feel poor me within my own vibe, I'm like, okay, all right, I get it. And I pull back and I let that feeling come up, right? And I go, okay, what are my boundaries? The victim-victor archetype, this is victim, this is victim, this is victory, the victor, is the guardian of self-esteem and boundaries, all right? That's how we learn them with this archetype. It's a soul power, but, you know, self-esteem is a verb, not a noun. It's not something you get. It is something that you do, and you're doing it all the time subconsciously, so sometimes things rise up. Now, with the good news, here we do have a court card. When a court card shows up, heart, third eye, crown, usually it's about your own astrological stuff, but everybody has the 12 houses. So here we are looking at Capricorn. This is the Crone of Pentacles. That would translate to the King of Pentacles, the Capricorn card here. So if you have any planets in Capricorn, certainly have a look there. But I would also say 10th house dynamic, regardless, which is Capricorn, is highest potential. And it is the slow and steady wins the race, right? The mountain goat, you know, they may bounce around a lot, but, you know, they don't run up and down them steep mountains, right? One sure step at a time. Creative or cardinal earth on the inside. Your highest potential, particularly with an earth card on the inside, is about wisdom that you've already gotten, right? That's leading you towards your highest potential. Caroline May says this, and I agree. If we ever saw not just our higher potential, because that's just a notch up, our highest potential, we would run and hide, because all the great ones did, right? All of them did. It's part of that hero's journey thing, right? So interesting, because lower 3 chakras, you've got a major arcana card, which to me speaks to all 3 in this case, all at once. The death card, Hades, lord of the underworld, husband of Persephone. He is not a murderer. He is not. He is the ender of pain, and a really lovely husband, from what I understand. I mean, the richest god of all of them. We want to talk all them gems and whatnot. I mean, the oil rights alone. So, you know, there's a transformation going on in your work world. You could feel victimized by that. Absolutely, that would make sense. That would be a human thing, right, to experience, to go through that. But with Capricorn on the inside, this is really about you looking at what you've learned so far, the wisdom that cannot be stolen from you because you lived through it. We just have to endure it. So whatever this transformation is, if it's you personally transforming, looking at yourself, if you're dealing with somebody in the work thing that you're feeling victimized with, maybe there's been a literal death. I find that rare in general readings, but it does happen. It could be the transformation of your work situation. I mean, companies are, you know, particularly since the pandemic, right? Things that were there are no longer there, as well as so many things. You know, it's not, the death card isn't always about falling to ashes. It can be rising from them. And it is an alchemy card. And who doesn't need to look at their victim, victor archetype in their work in the world? I can't think of anyone off the top of my head, except maybe the retired. So let's see what's going on. Ooh, Queen. Let's see what's going on here. Another major arcana. Okay, this might be your leverage. You got another court card in here too. The Queen archetype. Oh dear. Off with their heads. Absolutely. The shadow and the light. You can have an archetype a reason, a season, or a lifetime. I have the Queen archetype lifetime. My mom was practically born a Queen archetype. So the shadow and the light on this isn't new. Well, none of these are really. The shadow becoming arrogant when authority is challenged. Off with their heads, controlling and demanding. I'm not demanding, you're demanding. The light, I love this. Radiates the regal feminine. Excuse me, I feel a Thorpe coming on. It's very well placed. Well-placed Thorpe, Maplethorpe. Uses her benevolent authority to protect others. So look to your career. Now look, I don't make my money in my work. My work in the world is as a president and a producer. It's a lot of work. But it sets me up to do what? My career. Like how many people are working day jobs or whatever to do their career once they're, once they punch out. And what you got, Heart, Third Eye Crown here, I said, is another court card. You got another crone here. This is the Crone of Flames, Cerwitian. I've heard it said a bunch of different ways as the goddess of transformation and her cauldron. Look her up. Is a nice myth. Well, nice myth. A myth nonetheless there that could give you some clues, tips, and hints. That is the Sagittarius card. It just is. It's mutable fire. So, Queen, there's something about you being authentic here, of course, if you are the Sagittarian here. Mutable fire, lots of things you want to do, lots of things that you desire, but there is a transformation going on here. Now, I know a Sagittarius who had someone very close to them die recently, so I could see that playing out, and if you're watching this, you probably are. You reach out whenever you need me. I'm here, you know that. But certainly there's inspiration. I mean, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, gas giant. I've dated a bunch of gas giants. Not great. Yeah. But that being said, a quiver full of flaming arrows, right? I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. As a result of the Judgment card, Hermes, the messenger of the gods, is Psychopomp, the guide of souls. So what we got going on here is something is revealed, a final judgment is made, something is given you that gives you quite a bit of power, I would say, as a queen archetype. Now, just because it's a feminine family archetype does not mean that you have to be or identify as a female. They're archetypes. That's why I like the Eastern language of yin and yang, because it takes it out of body parts and X chromosomes and Y chromosomes and all of that. So to use your power benevolently here is one of those fiery arrows, if you will, but definitely mutable fire. Things go fast. Yeah? So let's look at the vocation. The Liberator. Lovely. Action family archetype. The Liberator. The Liberator. Oh, it sounds so lovely. Well, the shadow ain't that great. I gotta look. Wow. Okay. The Liberator in its shadow, imposing your own tyranny over those you claim to liberate. Here, let me set you free. Now do exactly what I say. Oh, no, not with this witch. Ignoring legitimate constraints. And the best example I have for that is if someone is in recovery and you're at a party, you're like, come on, have a drink or whatever. It's like, knock it off. That's a legitimate constraint, right? That's disrespectful and not helpful. So the light, you'll love this. Freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. Sagittarius. This could as well be your leverage, usually one of the three levels. You tinker with it a little bit and the other two follow along bit by bit. But you got another court card. Pisces, mutable water. All right, a square to your Sagittarius who's what says, I'm a Pisces moon. This is about sympathy and empathy as well as the possibility of addiction. Because Pisces, the 12th house, the collective subconscious, not unconscious, that's Plutonian. This is Neptunian, can be very, very psychic, very, very empathic. But if you can't handle the mystery, when people can't handle mystery, they tend to go into distractions that are often addictive, right? None of us were given gold stars in school for not knowing. However, I will say, as a Pisces moon myself, a lot of emotions going on here as you liberate yourself and others. It might be a little waxy waney, right? A little dolphin shark, particularly with the Fool card, Dionysus. a grapevine pentacle here on my arm, my patron god in this lifetime, my daddy. We are looking at a leap of faith here, but in between the worlds, between the universe and the magician. Absolutely, I would say listen to your heart, but liberate your mind. Free your mind, and the rest will follow. That's so in vogue. This makes sense. 3 major arcana card in your work. You got the Death card, Lord Hades. In your career, you've got Judgment, Lord Hermes. And in your vocation, you've got Lord Dionysus as the Fool. Wow. So, very high-powered read, and not shocking for a Saggy, considering the Sagittarius card is on the table. Shall we? Our last card down, the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra to help you put it all together. Wake up, cross watchers. Here's your shot. Not your arrow. God, what is 2 Sagittarians together like? That's gotta be fun. I mean, aside from like twins, you know what I mean? Let's do this. Please take a nice deep breath. Ascended Masters Override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved Ascended Masters, what is the perfect healing mantra to help the Sagittarius Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross-watchers alchemize their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace, their toxic to healthy, their fear to love, shifting from illusion to truth, in their work, career, and vocation, fulfilling their life purpose in this victim, queen, liberator contract for this Sagittarius Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign and cross-watcher timeless work, career, and vocation. A reading. Unhooking the past. There is nothing to regret when I learn from my past. That one has come up so much for me since I started this move, sifting and sorting and finding shit and going, oh my god, why was I wearing that? It's like, well, I've learned better, right? Every day and every way I'm getting better and better. Unhooking the past, you unhookers. You're not a hooker. You're an unhooker. Unhooking the past, hooker. Oh, sorry, True Blood. There is nothing to regret when I learned from my past, and I've kind of rocked back and forth. There's nothing to regret when I learned from my past. Not joking, though it looks that way. When you unhook the past, you are able to see crucial moments of growth from fresh perspectives. Absolutely, yeah. Marie Kondo your house. That'll trigger it for sure. This allows you to see the mistakes of your past as catalysts for development, not as something you did wrong, right? So carrying that grief as you're going through a transformation in your work. With the victim archetype, you very much be victimizing yourself, beating yourself up, right? No need. It is an opportunity to see how your previous actions could have been better aligned with your highest values, your highest potential there on the table. When you learn today the things you didn't know before, you are able to meet your current circumstances with renewed clarity, so the past can be unhooked instead of repeated. Karma, 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 karma chameleon. This mantra is ideal for overcoming self-criticism, releasing shame, and being more open-minded, particularly being more open-minded to, hey, it couldn't have happened any other way. I was learning, right? And then, something releases. Those atoms between lead and gold shift as you unhook the past. It's only going to make you happier, healthier, wealthier, and wiser. So, let's put this together in a blessimation, a combination of a blessing and a summation. And that will, I guess, officially end the reading, though I never know quite what's going to come out of my mouth if they show me something else that's on the table. But we're going to talk about some cool stuff afterwards if you want to hang out for it. Otherwise, last time, please take a nice deep breath. Still point. And we end as we began. Pantheonic override. I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine on behalf of the Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading. May they be blessed with all that they need to heal, to grow, to learn, to evolve, to alchemize their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace, their toxic to healthy, their fear to love, shifting from illusions to truth, fulfilling their sacred contracts in their life purpose, in their work, preventing themselves from letting themselves be victimized or victimizing others, is because they have this slow and steady wisdom building inside of them. With Capricorn, Pasoe, the white buffalo woman, certainly a card of abundance, and with that Capricorn King of Pentacles vibe, very much worth it as a result of the transformational alchemy that's going on for themselves, maybe somebody in their work life, maybe their workspace or their entire industry, and may they be blessed with all that they need in their career to radiate the regal feminine, using their benevolent authority to protect others with lots of choices and desires. Very third chakra here as well. Very, very much their element. Certainly the Sagittarius card itself being authentic, speaking the truth, but doing it in a regal way as things are revealed and final judgments made, and may they be blessed with all that they need in their vocation to free themselves and others from outmoded beliefs and releasing negative thought patterns, paying very much attention to what's going on in their heart, to intuitively feel it that way, because this can be very, very thinky, and often that's a sign that our hearts are not open. So to feel what they gotta feel, to heal what they gotta heal, as they take the leap of faith, maybe into the arms of the divine itself, knowing Sagittarians going for that all that is, as they unhook the past, because there's nothing to regret when they've learned from their past. So may they be blessed with all that they need to heal, to grow, to learn, to evolve, to alchemize their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace, their toxic to healthy, their fear to love, and their work, career, vocation, to become happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser versions of themselves in a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser way. For a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world, which just feels like could be more fun. For the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So motivate. And so it is. Wow. Did you like it? Hit the thumbs up, like it, subscribe, do all the YouTubey stuff, help other Saggies who perhaps might be feeling victimized at work right now get the info that they might need to help. Thank you, cross-watchers, for watching as well. Feel free to do the same, comment, all that stuff, and do check out Patreon. It's so much fun there. Like I said, I'm putting out more public content there, so you can follow for free. You can shop in the store for free, but all of my subscribers, regardless of level of subscription, get the daily chicken. The daily chickens, sure, that's foul. The daily check-ins, the extended readings, and the extensive discount on private sessions. Like I said, you can 7-day free trial it as a seeker or as a human, or a human, one or the other there. I just love it so much. They keep giving us cool stuff to do, and I can't keep up with it because I'm moving, but there's a lot of good stuff coming down the pike for me, for Drawing the Circle, and certainly a lot of that is going to be debuted over on Patreon. So click the link, check it out. Come Patreon on Patreon, because I'm the Archangel of Lions, Markangela Lions. Don't I look it? You can just call me Mal. And if you want to book me for a private session, I'm still taking clients. Ooh, glad to take a break from the packing and the taping, and the pods are coming. Right, it's all good, it's all good. Sometimes I can now book somebody in less than 24 hours, sometimes the day of, if the schedule is open like that. So there's a link in the description box to a video called Booking Private Sessions with Mal. Explains everything you need to know about booking a private session with me, spiritual counseling, a reading, what's called a half hour of power, which is sometimes a blend of both of those. It does explain all of it for you. It's about 11 minutes. I've never turned anybody away because lack of finances we work out a barter, but sometimes the barter is pay it forward. I'll hold space for you, but you hold space for somebody else, right? So click the link, check it out, and book me if you want. And certainly, I see a lot of the world mirrored in this reading for my Saggies here, right? I mean, the world is going through such transformation with strikes and all of that at the time of this recording. You can be watching this years from now. But certainly the leap of faith and 3 major arcana cards from the outer, that's pretty powerful. If you need my help, I'm here. So wishing you all the very, very best and the very, very blessed, my beloved 9th housey, wacky Sagittariuses. I love your guts. Hang in there. You can do this. Heal, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.